And we welcome you back into another edition of the Ollie Reed Sports Podcast, giving you the news and notes around the world of high school and college basketball across the Mountain State and beyond. Happy West Virginia Day, ladies and gentlemen. And what better way to talk about West Virginia Day than none other than the man from West Virginia, Mr. Austin Ball from Eastern Kentucky. Austin, glad to have you on the podcast. But man, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Happy to be here. Happy to get on here with you guys and talk some hoops.
Absolutely. It's good to have you, man. So first things first, tell us a little bit, for those of you who don't know who you are, just kind of tell us about yourself and how you got yourself to playing at the Division I level. This kid from West Virginia, just kind of talks about your game and just how you want to model your game and heading into the 2025-26 season at EKU.
Yeah, man. I mean, coming from a small town, and man, it's like 700 people. It's a 700 population. I mean, coming from there, it's really hard to get recruited. But coming up, I played there for 3 years. Ninth to my 11th grade year. Kind of played the big position. And I always felt like in the back of my mind, I had something more in me. I feel like I wasn't just going to be used for my height. Because I was bigger than everybody in single A. So I always had a guy by the name of TJ Hoosier that always worked me out as a guard and put me in guard situations, and I always had that feeling that I was much more than just a post guy. And so my 11th grade season at Man, I went to the Miller School of Albemarle, played for Coach Jack Merriweather. He changed my game tremendously, turned me into a sniper. Really, I mean, I played wing there, 2-3. I can play the 2 through 4. I mean, he's made me a really overall all around player. And my first year at Miller, I had a really good summer. Got some big offers. Picked up some offers from West Virginia, Virginia Tech. That's when I really kind of started getting rolling. Things went quiet. In my senior year, I picked up offers from George Mason, Richmond, a bunch of A10 schools. A lot of those schools, and I committed to George Mason out of high school, which was a big thing that I was excited about. And then Kim English left, so that was my first experience of head coach and change. And then I stayed there with Tony Skeen for 2 years, had a solid freshman season, did okay, and then redshirted my sophomore season. And yeah, man, and I'm here where I am now. Was committed to IU Indy, and I'm knowing what you guys probably already knew and seen. That was wild, but I feel like God's got a plan for me. That's the biggest thing. I feel like this was blessing in disguise, as people's been calling it. And jumped back in that portal, and I mean, it wasn't even 5 seconds in AW calling my phone, and it was big. It was really big.
That's awesome. So I just want to ask a question myself. So obviously you talked about Maine being a small town and everything, the population only 70, but what does it mean to you and the town and just the community and the people being at the D1 level and playing basketball?
Oh man, it's big, especially where I'm from. Not many people get the opportunity to do it. So the main thing for me is I want to make the most of it. I want to put Man on the map. I want to show where I'm from. There's a lot of people down there that's overlooked, and there's a lot of kids that I feel like they can't quite get the exposure because of where they are. And I would like to just put my city on, put my town on the map, and also put my name on the map, and represent my family and play the game of basketball at a high level, man. Division One is not it's not pushover, man. It's hard to do. It really is.
Yeah.
Coming up, you don't really realize until you get to the position you are, and you're like, man, I really did this. I really got myself here. So, yeah,
That's what it's all about. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I was about to say, you definitely did put man on the map, win that state championship back in
Oh
2021.
man, I
Man.
forgot to talk about that, man. Talking about something really unreal, man. It was an experience that you only get to experience one time, and I got to experience it I mean, it was the best, really. I mean, my best friends, the whole city was there, man. Like all 700 of them was there. I mean, it's what it felt like, man.
That's awesome.
And
Even during like the COVID year, I mean, this was like the year after COVID, and that's whenever they were starting the 4 classifications. And yeah, I was about to say like, man, probably had like the best fan base that packed the well, not packed because because of the the rules there. They couldn't pack like the whole Coliseum, but the Man Hillbillies fan base was all like in a tizzy there for you guys, man. It's just it's a great feeling, man. And there's no better feeling than playing at that Charleston Civic Center, Coliseum, whatever you want to call it, than going to a championship and winning that. It's just it's spectacular, man. But obviously coming from there, you go to George Mason, you stay with Coach Skin for 2 years. Let's kind of talk about that experience playing at George Mason for 2 years and just growing for a Division I player to now.
Yeah, man, coming in as a freshman, I kind of had a chip on my shoulder coming in as a freshman, and I also was
Did he freeze?
I think so. Hold on. Make sure I'll probably like edit this out here. Sorry, guys. I have a little bit of some technical difficulties here. Well, Austin Ball was here. It looks like we're having some technical difficulties, but looks like he came back.
Back, yeah.
I don't
There
know,
you
man.
go.
I was on my iPad, and I guess some things went a little wrong on the iPad, but now I'm on my phone, so we should be good.
That's all good, man. It's all good.
No problems.
Perfect. But where was we again?
Talk about like the transitioning from high school to George Mason, like growing as a player over there for the last 2 seasons.
Oh no, yeah, man. It was an experience for sure. Like I said, coming in as a freshman, I wanted to make an impact immediately, and
Mhm.
I got that opportunity. We had some injuries. We had some guys that weren't playing. So I got the opportunity to go in there and show what I could do. I showed in spurts. Had some really good games. Had a good game against St. Bonnie's. Good game against GW. I had some really good games to show what I could give there. And Coach Skin. I mean, he was he helped me out a lot. I mean, he was a really good. He was a player's coach. He'd help you through things. He was really good. He helped me out in a lot of aspects of the game that I needed help in, and I always thank them guys. There was a great staff over there, and I had a good time there. It made me as a better player though. Being able to watch some really good guys at Georgia Mason. Darius Maddox, KD Johnson, getting to see them firsthand. A couple guys like Jared Billups, Woody Newton. I mean, like a lot of guys that play at a high level. It was really good seeing them play, and I was really excited to what it bring for me. It sucked redshirting my sophomore year, but I took a jump in a lot of aspects of my game. I gained some serious weight. I gained about 10 pounds. I'm sitting at like 213 now. I put some serious muscle on. I'm jumping better. I'm defending better. So it was all in all, it was a blessing in disguise once more. And I am where I'm at now. And I feel like nothing can stop me now. It's all uphill from here.
That's great. Sky's the limit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but just another thing, what so far do you like about Eastern Kentucky? Is it the coaches, your teammates, the facilities, just being there in general? What's your favorite
I
thing?
mean, yeah, teammates is cool, man. I got a lot of teammates, Like I said, great guys are in this program. It's what Coach AW stressed when he was recruiting me. Like, he brings great guys in this program, and that's what it's built around. And I mean, the staff, man. I mean, great staff they got here.
Yeah.
Coach AW, Coach Lepore, it goes on and on and on down the list, and all these great coaches they got here. Coach Clark, and they're players, coaches. They want you to succeed at a high level, and they're going to put you in. Even if that's uncomfortable positions, they have to put you in. They're going to put you through that, man. And Coach AW has a lot of confidence in me, and it's one thing that I've been lacking my last 2 years is confidence, and him giving me that confidence is going to make nothing but just greatness come out of me, and I think that's going to be one of the biggest things that I love. And then, the fan base around here, man. The city of Richmond loves basketball. I've met some really good fans already that come to practices. So, that was a big plus. And, Coach AW did something that not many people do, man. He came to Man, West Virginia to see me. That doesn't really happen often.
Happen much, yeah.
Yeah, and, so that was a big thing. So, yeah. But other than that, man, yeah, that's the main things. It's really like, I locked onto.
That's great.
That sounds really good, and you already know those Kentuckians, man. They really do love their basketball. I mean, it's a basketball state. I mean, there's no question. I mean, it's a basketball state. It's one of the like other than Indiana. I mean, Kentucky would be like the other top basketball state out there. And speaking about that confidence, going into your into 2025-26 season, what are you looking forward to improving your game moving forward?
I mean, shooting is one thing that I always have. I feel like shooting will always come. I want to become a better ball handler. I want to be able to handle the ball, and I think that's a great thing about Coach AW's offense is everybody's a guard. I mean, everybody's pushing it in this offense. Everybody's running with it. So it's going to give me the opportunity to do things that I do. It's things I do in pickup that like just things I get to hoop and I get to play my style of game. But also it's controlled though. It's in our system. It's in EKU's system, and I'm really looking forward to getting better at that. Becoming a better defender. I mean, that's one thing that's always been on my shoulder is becoming just the better, that's like a good defender, and that's really what I want to do. And I mean, I feel like I could be a 3-and-D type of guy.
That's good. And I know earlier you mentioned about winning the state title and how like it felt like the whole city of Man was there watching the game. But just going back to Man after winning the title, what was it like? Whole town was there and everything, I'm sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, they had us coming through on fire trucks. It's basically shut down Man for a couple of days, man. It was awesome. Absolutely, it was great. And got to get to see all these people cheering us on, and just it's like we're just like bringing back this great happiness to the city of Man, and that's something that you dream of as a kid, man. It's something that you want to do, and I mean I got an opportunity to do it.
It's awesome.
Do you have any like superstitions like going into games, like moving, like whenever you're like trying to prep for a game? Is there like a favorite type of music that you like to listen to that gets you hyped before then, or anything like that?
So usually when I wear wrist tape, on the bottom of the wrist tape, I write down Matthews 19:26 with God, everything's possible. And so that's a big thing of mine, and I always try to do that with like a little Sharpie or some tape. But also, I went ahead and got it tattooed right there.
That's
So that
awesome.
now every time that I got it, like I don't even have to write it down no more. It's always there. But that was a big thing of mine, and I feel like I wouldn't call it a superstition. I would call that just like me giving glory. Obviously,
Yeah.
And so that was a big thing of mine, and I would say that would be my main superstition. And sometimes, if I have a good game and a pair of shoes, I'm gonna throw those pair on again, because
Right.
You gotta do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like for me, like every time I play basketball, I always wear like the same type of either LeBron. I think I wore LeBrons whenever I was in school, even though because LeBron's my favorite player. I mean, he was one of my favorite players growing up. But I can't even I don't even look good in LeBrons, but I play good in them anyway. But the Curry shoes were probably like the shoes I can actually play with, like try to move it with, you know what I mean? But yeah, like what type of shoes you be rocking?
At Mason, it was the Damian Lillard's or it was the Ant Edwards. Man, I got like 5 pair of Ant Edwards. I love those shoes, man. Those were really good shoes. Ant made a very good pair of shoes, and I really enjoyed those shoes. And now I'm rocking some GTs and the Nike, and then I got a couple pair of Kobe's. I'm a big Kobe guy. I feel like everybody is though. Like, man, Kobe's is really good shoes, especially if you
Oh yeah.
I mean, they basically like mold to your foot. It seems like, man, they fit well, and I'm gonna get me a couple more pair of those now that I've switched over to Nike. So gotta lose all the Adidas gear now.
Yeah.
But, it's a plus though. And I like Nike. Nike's a pretty good. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's usually what I rock most of the time. So, but yeah, moving on to Eastern Kentucky now. Now that you're heading into Eastern Kentucky for this season, do you have any specific goals on what do you want to do heading into not just like individually, but like as a team? Like, where do you want to see? Like, how far do you see this team going?
Oh man, I 1000% seen us get that, that bid. I mean, we're a really good team, and the way this team plays, it's going to be hard for us to lose. I mean, like we press 40 minutes. I mean, I got it on my chest. It literally says, I don't know if you guys can see it. It says the most exciting 40 minutes, man. I mean, we
I
get
like
to it.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
They get to it down
Yeah.
here, and that's what I'm excited about because this team, we got a lot of scorers, man. We got a lot of shooters, man. We've got defenders. It's I'm really excited that, and that's our main goal is to get to that tournament game. Get to that, get that bid for sure. I would say for me, man, it's just to be consistent. I want to get out there, I want to be a consistent 3-point shooter. I want to do some other things. I feel like I'm a solid slasher when I want to be. I can get to the basket. I can get to the free throw line. It's another part of my game that I want to get out there. But also want to average around 7, 8, 9 rebounds a game. That's something that I can do. I mean, I could jump pretty well. I'm a big guy, so it's something that I need to do. And also I can spray it, man. I can pass it. I can find the open man. So I wouldn't mind to throw a couple assists in there. I want to have an all around great year, and I feel like I'm gonna add all that to my game.
I
Absolutely,
wish
that
you
all sounds
nothing.
great.
I wish you nothing but the best this year, as a team and as a player. I'll be
Appreciate that. Yeah,
watching you guys and keeping up and everything.
yes, sir. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Any words you want to give out to all the people from your city and not for just Man West Virginia, but for the EKU community?
Yeah, man. I mean, stay tuned. It's gonna get really exciting, man. I'm bringing a lot to this program. I'm gonna come. We're gonna take care of business. I mean, hey, Eastern Kentucky, man. We're going to the dance. You watch, man. I'm telling you. And
Yeah.
I also want to put this out there, man. And man, Coach AW. When I got here on a visit, man, he goes, "I always carry a ladder in the back of my truck." I was like, "Huh." He's like, "You already know what that ladder means," and I was like, "I like that." So I mean, just know, man, we're trying to cut down nets over here.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So
Sure,
that's
this is
I want
what I
to
love to
see.
hear, man.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me on here, though. For real, man.
Yes,
It's
sir.
Of course.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
what
Man,
type of
West
guy I can
Virginia.
be.
Man, West
Absolutely,
Virginia,
man.
Austin Ball, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you guys who don't know him, I mean, I've known him since like 2019, 2020. I mean, this is what happens, man. I mean, we're just from the small state. We're a small state. We don't get recognized very often, but Austin Ball is a true definition of what West Virginia means. And you see him now playing for a top Division I mid-major program like Eastern Kentucky, man. And Coach A.W. Wilson's a really good coach, and it's really awesome to see, man. So me personally, I want to wish you the best of luck in the season, and this as always, looking forward to staying connected along the way, man.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you for having me.
Yes,
Yeah. Of
sir. That's
course.
awesome.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's Awesome Ball, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 15 of the Ollie Reed Sports Podcast. We're going to keep it consistent with high school and college hoops all across the country, West Virginia, whatever, you name it. It's going to be a fun year, ladies and gentlemen. Austin Ball, give it up for him, y'all. It's been a great episode, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. Thank you for watching the Ollie Reed Sports Podcast on YouTube. For more basketball content, make sure to like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also give us a like and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify for more college basketball and high school basketball content just like this.